Okay, come make tea with me, and we'll talk a little bit of politics. This is Dragonwell green tea. I love it. It's my favorite kind of tea. Something I've been thinking about a lot is how lawns are the perfect representation of colonialism. Most grasses here in the United States, but especially in the southeast United States, they're not only non-native, they're also usually invasive species. Planting grass lawns has all sorts of ecological implications in mostly, if not unanimously, bad ways. But perhaps one of the biggest is because there's not a whole lot for pollinators to actually pollinate off of them. And so, in that way, planting grass actually hurts the ecology of your lawn. But that's not really what I wanted to talk about today. That smells good. I want to talk about how grass lawns are the perfect symbol of colonialism. Shaking it helps release the smell, so when you're done, you can smell the lid. See that? That is good tea. I love Tea Bar in Mebane. Grass lawns are a fossilized trend from the 1950s. That's it. They were not popular before that, and the reason it was fossilized in the 50s was because of urban development and the baby boom, where all of a sudden people were buying houses, and when they would make those cookie cutter houses, they would follow the trend at the time, which was grass lawns. But grass wasn't meant for that. It's a remnant of a different time. Wow, look at the color on that. That's pretty good. I like this tea because it smells like beans. The act of controlling your lawn and removing any weeds like dandelions is an inherently colonial act. In a lot of ways, it echoes the colonialism that was done in Africa and elsewhere in the world, in Asia and South America and the Americas as a whole. The weeds in this case are people with minorities, right? And the act of removing them is harmful to the overall ecosystem. The only person it benefits is you, because you get to look at this carefully, fascistically created lawn that you have. Moreover, there's something to be said about how suburbs came to take over a lot of American cities. They completely restructured our cities, and it was a capitalist tendency. That's good. The other thing to be said here is about how isolating grass lawns are in terms of a sociological context, specifically a societal context. The grass lawn, it's separated by the white picket fence. Perhaps not literally, but I think you understand the point of that, is that the grass lawn it separates neighbors. Even though you may literally share a lawn with another neighbor, it creates a physical space between houses that wouldn't otherwise be there if there were trees instead, where the houses would be shared under the same canopy. That's a good second steep right there. Nice color on that. This might become a series, because another thing I'd be meaning to talk about is the front porch and how nobody has front porches anymore. And I'm not saying everybody has to be able to afford a front porch or something like that, but front porch was a third space for a lot of people. And in a way that a front lawn is not, people came to hang out on your front porch and talk with you. You hosted parties on your front porch, but you don't host parties on your lawn. There's parties sometimes on a back deck, but not on a lawn. The lawn exists solely to sit there and look good, which I think is reflective in a lot of ways of the current systems and the economic situation that actually brought about the grass lawn, which I think is a big reason for why it's so ironic to me that this symbol of the American dream would be home ownership with a white picket fence and the grass lawn. An intentionally colonialist piece that literally colonized an entire ecology.